When former Vice President Joe Biden announced he was running for president again, his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, said she celebrated by going back to work. She's been teaching, hitting the campaign trail. She's written a new memoir as well. It's called Where the Light Enters, Building a Family, Discovering Myself. Dr. Biden, good morning. It's good to see you. Well, we'll get to the book in a minute, but of course, we know your husband is running for president. Yes. You've been here before. Were you gung-ho for this decision, or did you have to be convinced?
Yeah, I was gung-ho. I felt that this was Joe's time, and, I feel that this country feels so divided, and Joe knows how to bring people together. He's a convener. So I'm hoping he unites this country, and I want to thank you for celebrating teachers, because as a teacher myself, I really appreciate what you're doing.
Well, you're going to love our next half hour, then you should stick around for it. I watched very carefully Vice President Biden's campaign video and the announcement, and he said that he didn't think, in essence, that the country could survive 8 years of President Trump. He said Trump will forever and fundamentally alter the character of this nation. Do you see it that way? I mean, do you think that President Trump is a threat to the very essence of this country?
I do, and I think we saw that in Charlottesville, in how the president handled that, and I feel that it's them and us and people all over this country are just, they're looking for new leadership, and we hear it all the time, and that's one of the reasons Joe decided to run for president.
I was going to ask you, do you think that he would be running if it were anyone other than Trump in the White House right now?
I don't know. I mean, that's a hard question to answer.
I wondered if it was about Trump more than any other issue at this point in his career.
Well, Joe, as you know, always wanted to run for president. Last time just wasn't our time. And so this is it. This is it. This is his time.
You have obviously been a political spouse for a really long time.
Yeah, forever.
Forever, truly. And you know about politics. You know it's a nasty business. I got to say, it seems to be getting more personal, more nasty. Are you worried about that? Are you worried in particular about attacks on your family that seem inevitable to come?
Well, my kids, my grandkids are used to politics. They haven't known anything but politics. And we sat them down and we said, should Pop run? What do you think? We got all the kids in the room and our grandkids and said, what do you think? Because if you are against this, we won't do it, because it's going to be hard on you. And to a grandchild, they said, Pop has to do this. Pop has to run.
We've already heard some of the nicknames that the president's trying out for him. Sleepy Joe, Creepy Joe, says he has a low IQ. What do you think of that?
I think it's ridiculous. I think the American people think that name calling, bullying, it's just a different type of leadership. Let's put it that way.
Do you think of the president as a bully? Because you've talked about bullying a fair bit on the campaign trail, and I always wonder if that's who you have in mind.
Because I've seen bullies. I mean, I'm a teacher. I've seen the effects of bullying, and I see it all the time in my classroom and why kids drop out. I write about it in my book. When my sister was bullied by the kid at the bus stop who threw the worms on her.
I should say that your husband can give it as well. He called President Trump a clown recently, and we all remember in 2016 when he said, hey, if this is high school, we'd go back and I'd beat the hell out of him. And, it's always the ugliest, fattest kid who's the bully.
No, I spoke to him about that.
You did? What did you tell him? Yeah, because I was going to say, is he going to get down in the mud?
No, he's not going to get down in the mud.
Okay. What did you tell him?
Yeah. Remember what Michelle said, when they go low, we go high.
Okay. Let's talk about one of the issues that's come up, which is women coming forward who've had interactions with your husband over the years and have said he was inappropriate, that he came into their personal space in a way that made them feel uncomfortable and that was uninvited. Do you think that's a fair criticism? I'm sure you've read their stories.
I have. And, things have changed. The times have changed. And there used to be a time when it was acceptable for people to, connect with one another with a touch on the arm. But now things have changed. The Me Too movement has changed all that. And Joe heard what she said. I thought it was very courageous that she came out, spoke out. And like I said before, that has happened to me. It was years ago. I didn't speak out. I didn't have the courage. But today, I feel that I would have the courage to push back.
In the same vein, he presided over the Anita Hill hearing. He recently had a phone call with Anita Hill where he, as I understand it, expressed some acknowledgement about the failings and his own failings in that hearing. She told the New York Times she wasn't satisfied. She said, it's not enough for him to say, I'm sorry for what happened to you. If she's saying that, does that demonstrate in and of itself that he needs to somehow go further in his apology or his statements to her?
They had the phone call. He was really grateful that she took his call. He apologized to her. And the one good thing that has come out of this is that he made sure that there were now women senators on that committee. He has written the Violence Against Women Act. So you have to look at the good that came out of that.
I want to talk about the book, and I'm just going to be honest. There are parts that I read through tears and with a lump in my throat because you have suffered such a tremendous loss, and you're very honest about your grief. And I mean, you say at one point, I'm not the same. I'm not the same person.
No.
How are you finding the strength not only to write about it, but to come into the public and put yourself out there for a presidential campaign when the way I read this book is it is still so very ever present?
Well, I think your tears were because you're a mother and you know how much you love your children, and you probably just couldn't go there in your head. You know, you just can't get into that space. But it did happen to me. And but we're like so many other American families who have suffered loss or have suffered illness, we're like so many American families.
You wrote so movingly about it. I really also was struck by you writing about your faith, how important your faith has been in your life. You chose your faith. It wasn't foisted upon you.
Right.
But you write that one of your last prayers was one for Beau.
It was.
And it was a prayer that went unanswered. How, or it's certainly how it feels. How are you grappling with that? And are you hopeful you'll find your faith again?
Well, you know, it was funny. Craig just told me that his mom went to the church that Joe and I went to this past Sunday in South Carolina. And I have been grappling with faith. And the woman sitting next to me, I'm not going to identify her, but she reached over and she said, I want to be your prayer partner. And I thought, prayer partner? What's a prayer partner? And I thought that was so kind. And as I thought about it, I thought ppmaybe this is God saying to me, Jill, you know, it's been almost 4 years, and come back. We're reaching out, come back. And so maybe it's time to come back.
Well, you have done an amazing thing by writing about this and sharing your grief and connecting with people on that level. I think will mean a lot to them. And as you said, we are celebrating teachers today.
Yes.
You are a teacher. If you were going to be First Lady, would you continue teaching?
Oh, my God, I would love to keep teaching. I don't know whether security, you know, I could do that. But maybe I could sneak in and, you know, do a class.
Well, maybe you could, like, red pen some speeches if it gets to that point, or do something.
My students are taking their final exams today.
Oh.
Yes, I have to post grades by Thursday.
Oh, my gosh, you're on deadline, too. Dr. Biden, thank you so much. Thanks for the conversation. And again, the book is called Where the Light Enters.